we'll pull up the next video here. How many of these are? Okay. We'll only watch a portion of this one. Go ahead, Nick.
Ladies, you have to train the man from the beginning to pay for stuff for you.
No, I'm not
Don't think it's cute being 50-50 in the beginning because you think he's going to be grateful enough and show gratitude towards you later and pay for the whole thing. He's not gonna, okay? He's not gonna. That man is going to continue to rely on you for the duration of your relationship, however long that is.
Yep.
I had a friend recently, a good friend of mine, basically tell me that her man is pissed that she's not working because she's just had his child, just had a baby, and is breastfeeding and wants to spend time with her baby before going to work, and she doesn't want to leave her kid with a stranger to have to go to work, which y'all know that is like
Yeah.
You gotta train the man. How do you train the man
them.
though? Isn't it just like something the guy is gonna get?
You can't keep
like
him
how
in
would
your
you
training.
train me? Train me. Go.
Okay. So the training stops when you're not willing to do what it takes to please me.
You
so
can't keep it trained.
when I say train, I mean I am allowing you. I'm not gonna fake. You know how some women, like they'll go on a first date and they'll fake pay, like and reach in their pocket. I don't do that. I expect you to pay. So I'm sitting here like this with a smile when the check comes. I'm not going in my purse. So that's the way I train. So it's like I'm looking at you, I'm giving you a smile, and you're gonna know this has to be paid. I'm gonna go into my wallet and pay this.
Keep talking.
Okay. And so another way I feel like I would train is, if I want, and I'm not really a stickler on men opening doors for me. I like it. It's nice. But if I wanted to do that, I wouldn't, if we like stopped and we were about to get out, I would just sit there and wait for you to get out and then walk around and then open the door for me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's a training.
Question.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can we role play a date?
Okay, sure.
So end of the date, right? End of the date. So
can I be the waiter?
Yeah, sure.
Here's your guys' check. I hope you enjoyed your meal.
Oh, thanks.
What is that? Your phone?
No, that's the check.
Oh.
Oh, you want me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? Oh, gosh, let me go to the bathroom real quick. I have to pee.
Oh, I gotta pee too.
Now you gotta get out.
Oh, it's a race. Okay. Here's a different scenario. Let's say, okay, the check's already come, whatever, it's in the middle of the table, that's the check. And I pull out my wallet here. I don't have any cash and I don't have any cards on me. Could you get this one?
Yeah, for sure. You'll never see me again, buddy.
Oh,
you'll
would
never see me. And in that scenario, I kind of would have pity on him because it must have been really embarrassing for him to tell me that.
Yeah.
Like a guy doesn't take out a girl that he likes and wants to say, I don't have enough money to cover this. Can you cover it? I know his pride is like bruised. His ego is bruised. And if, in that case, I would definitely pay. I wouldn't question it.
Sorry. Here's another scenario. This is some gangster shit, right? So the guy arrives... More often than not, would you say you arrive on time to the date?
Yes.
Or, okay. So let's say the guy arrived early to the spot. You Ubered over, so he got there a bit early. He goes to the waiter, and before even the date starts, you don't know this, right? But he tells the waiter, bring 2 checks at the end of the date. So you don't know, but the waiter comes and brings 2 checks. So the waiter goes, here's a check for you, and then obviously the waiter gives you a check.
That's happened to me before.
Now, in that situation... What do you do? Because he has the check in his hand, obviously, for his bill. Then are you gonna do that?
No, I wouldn't. Because if that was the case, the only time that's ever happened where they split the check when I'm with a man is because he went and told them. But typically, when a waiter comes to a table and they see a man and a woman, they're going to give the man the check. I've never ever been at a table with a man and they've given me the check. It's always been the man.
But what would you do in that situation? Would you still be upset if the guy?
I would be highly upset, but I wouldn't show it. I would end the date pleasantly and respectfully. I'm going to pay it because it's not about the money. It's about him as a person. I'm trying to get to know him as a person, and if he's that kind of person, I don't need a date. I don't need a second date from him. So yes, I would pay, and then I would never see him again.
They can sell
Even
you.
though it's kind of like, what if it was the
for sure.
waiter's fault, you know?
Oh,
What if
then
the waiter
then I
was
would
just,
Then he would already snatch it immediately. There's no way you would even touch it.
That's true. But
Yep.
if that happened, that's happened before. Like one time, like the waiter, that did happen, and I just like, okay, after the date or whatever, it was just kind of like a day out. I texted him and was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Is everything okay? Like, are you going through, a financial strain or something going on with you? Like, is everything okay?" And immediately he's like, "What do you mean? No, I'm good." And he's like, "Oh, okay." Because I was like, I thought that you maybe didn't really have the money to cover dinner because you weren't. I'm the one that put my card down or whatever. He's like, "Oh no, he made an excuse like, oh, I just forgot my card in the car or whatever." And then he like Zells me the more than enough to cover both of our meals. And I think, again, it's out of pride. Like a man who likes a woman who takes her on a date, he doesn't want to be like, "Oh yeah, can you pay this for me because I don't have enough money to date you or to take you on a date." Instead of that, they'd rather save their pride unless they are the type of brokey who's just like, "No, I kind of like it when my woman pays for a date. I kind of like it." I think that's the difference.
Okay. Well, I have a couple questions. So obviously I think we agree the guy paying for the first date, that's kind of him being a gentleman, being traditional, right? I have a couple questions for you guys. And I think it sounds like all of you would prefer the guy, strongly prefer the guy to pay for the first date.
It's not even prefer. Like that's
It
the
has
only
to.
answer.
That's the standard.
It has to. Let
You
me
don't
ask
pay
you a
for me. You
question.
didn't like me.
Will you take a last guy's, will you take his last name in
Yes.
marriage?
Of course, 1000%.
Quickly.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. That's traditional. Would you defer to his leadership?
Yes. If he's my man, I trust him, and yes.
Yes,
Can you just tilt the microphone down a little
sorry.
bit? It's fine.
Yes, I would. I think that for so long I've been independent and kind of called my own shot. So it might be an adjustment period. I'm not going to lie. It might be an adjustment to kind of learn to lean on his leadership. It might be a little bit more difficult for me in the beginning because I'm used to being an independent boss babe.
Huh. What about, this kind of relates to the last question. Would your husband have final say in household matters?
Yes.
Depends what they
Which
are.
household matters?
For example, let's say I'm paying all the bills. You're just doing what you do, I guess.
Really?
I'm the man. I'm the
Okay,
man.
you're
And
the
I'm,
man.
I say
I'm
yes
the man.
unless
And
it's-
I'm paying all the bills, and I'm
That's unreasonable.
the breadwinner. Blah blah blah. Let's say I don't want our children. I want our children homeschooled. I don't want to send them to public school.
I love it. I'm with it.
I prefer that.
Let's
Yeah.
do that.
Well, okay. So in this scenario, you actually agree with that. But like, let's say maybe you're like, I don't know. Maybe I'd like to go have them in public school. But I was like, no, I'm very firm with this. I don't want them to go to public school.
If he had the money for a tutor, someone to homeschool the kids, in case I didn't really want to or whatever, and we had the money to get help in that area, then yes.
I'm going to trust what he says. If I chose this man to be my husband, that means we already went through a vetting process that I'm going to trust whatever he's saying is right. If he's the type of man who's a breadwinner at the point that I'm expecting, then if he's saying, I think this, I'm going to already assume that he's already wagered either way, and I'm going to trust him because I'm already in the relationship with him. So I'm going to know that he's not just going to have a no reason for it. There's going to be a valid reason, and I'm going to trust him for that. Would I appreciate a conversation? For sure. But
Sure.
ultimately, I married you, so I trusted you with my life and my body and who I am and my entire career. So I'm trusting him about other things shouldn't be a problem.
Sure.
I would hope that he also trusts me as his wife and his spouse to make good decisions, and he would value my opinion because I am a smart and intelligent woman. So I would hope that I married a man that does respect what I have to say and what I think. I would hope that.
Someone who's considerate
Yeah.
of your thoughts. and
Okay.
Working it
All
out.
right.
I think in general
Alright.
though, I do want a leader. It makes me feel better to multiply what you're giving me rather than having to get it myself.
Okay. Good times.
And then sometimes it feels great to say, you know what, I was right. You should have listened to me.
Yeah.
we have a chat here from